All right, welcome to the final round of this league. Our hand is okay. It does not have two of the three things, and like I said, I often keep hands, and I'm looking for hands with two of the three things. We have ramp here. However, we could perhaps consider keeping this because we have the early play we want. Our mana's pretty good in the sense that we have a lot of untapped lands, but with two distinctions. We don't have double blue yet, without like Gemstone Mine Float, Bounce Gemstone Mine, Replay blue. And then the other thing is we do have Sunhome, which is a little bit of a drawback. On top of that, we have small amount of interaction. I actually think I'm going to keep this one. I think it's kind of close. This is definitely the hand that I love keeping after our kind of, I don't want to call it a transitional sideboard plan, because it's really not, but you get the idea. After our commonly used sideboard plan, keeping hands like this I like doing, but there's some additional risk here. I'm going to lead on Sakura after seeing Windswept Teeth. Relic may not be that relevant early, unless our opponent's some kind of like Kitchen Finks or Ewit or Renegade Rallier action, which is possible, but they could just be Valakut as well. If they are Valakut, I like our matchup. But we'll see. If they grab like Stomping Ground here. No, a Hollowed Fountain. So perhaps some kind of Knightfall or maybe ban Humans. Not having a 1-drop though is kind of weird for that deck. But they're probably some kind of Collected Company Bant deck. What flavor beyond that, we obviously don't have a lot of info about right now. Voice of Resurgence. Okay. That doesn't bother us a whole lot. So we get to play a lot of lands this turn. Now we do have the double blue. We'll play Radiant Fountain. So now all we need is Threat. Sunhome. Azusa. 1. Bounce, replay, gain our life again, and exile that. So we've got mana. We've got the mana. We just need a Titan. Or a Summoner's Pact for a Titan. Shock off the Temple Garden and play maybe a Knight here. Yeah, okay. So Bant Knight. Good stuff. Perfect. Our draws have been outstanding this game. We'll slam that. We don't have to worry about like a Queller or anything. Slam this. Shoot. 1, 2, 3. Can I should have thought about this a little before, but I have 2 land plays, so I have this Gemstone Mine as well, so I can bounce and replay. I also have this too. Yeah, so I can actually haste this Titan. I forgot about the Tribe Scout briefly there. But I'm going to need to grab Slayer's Stronghold Bounce Land. Oh, no, I can't bounce enough lands. That's my bad. I can't bounce enough lands to haste here. I can play enough lands to haste here, but I can't bounce enough, right? So I need to be able to bounce this and bounce the Slayer Stronghold. If this was a Slayer Stronghold, I could haste Titan, because I could get bounce land, bounce this, play Slayers, play Gemstone Mine, Violent Gemstone Mine. Obviously, though, that's not the case. So we have a couple options here. If I'm afraid of dying to the combo, I could grab Bounce Land, Bog. If I'm afraid of my Titan getting Path, which I think is more so than the combo, I can get Simic Growth Chamber, Teleria West. There's no way for me to sort of insulate against both. I guess I could Ghost Quarter this and see if... No, they could just obviously get a blue source off that. That doesn't even do anything if they don't have an island. So make sure one more time that there's no way for me to haste this. 2 land plays plus this, so effectively 3 land plays. I can play this and play something I bounce. But that's all I got. So I can gain a bunch of extra life as well. That's not really very exciting. So yeah, I think it's gotta just be Simic Teleria here. I could bounce the bounce land because I have the Tribe Scout. In case they have ways to interact with lands. I guess I might as well. In case they have a way to interact with lands, yeah. Alright, and next turn, of course, we have to pay for our pact. Which I'll do with Gruel Turf Forest Fountain. Yeah, Gruel Turf Forest Fountain. Leaving me with Growth Chamber, Gemstone, Sun Home. Okay, so Titan does get pathed. Do I have any response? I can pop this to try to find exactly blue pact. I guess, was there a way I could have gotten blue pact there? Bounce this. No, I only had 2 mana at that point, so yeah. Because that obviously insulates me from getting comboed somewhat. Jury step the voice there. I guess that means I'm not dying at least. If they Sajiri stepped the knight, I could be a little worried about us facing death. But with the relic in play, kind of hard for our opponent to kill us with the knight combo, right? I mean, I guess they can make a whole bunch of mana and do some stuff with it. Kessig Wolf run the voice. This. Pay for pack the way we described. Or actually, I described too much when I described it. I think I might have... No, I didn't have 2 forests at the time. That's why. Okay. So yeah, we're still going to use 1 forest. Gruel Turf Fountain. 2, 4, 6. Drew an Amulet. Doesn't change anything for this turn cycle. Yeah, so I'm going to play this when it can't get quelled. I wonder if I should even transmute in Summoner's Pact when Summoner's Pact can't get quelled. Possibly should. Oh, no, it still can get quelled because of the knight. Well, let's play this first. Maybe they'll quell this if they have it. I guess I could grab Ballista. Sweet. Yeah, people are always real scared of Amulet. I think it's way better for them to let this resolve and then quell the Summoner's Pact that they know is coming. I'm just gonna do this. Maybe they have another queller and that's why they're comfortable doing this, but that means I'm just going to fire off the Summoner's Pact right now to play around additional queller. Could grab explosives, I guess. I'm maybe not getting that line enough credence, but I feel like I'm not that scared right now. I feel like I'm more on the beatdown. I want to be more on the beatdown. Ballista is still like pseudo reasonable here, but just kind of want to Titan again, as usual. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So yeah, I can pay for this and Titan still in the same turn. Not continue to leave up Relic though. Relic pop, that is. I guess I can end on an untapped land without much trouble. Definitely can't haste a Titan because of the way I've done this, obviously. Now I'm extra tempted to have gone, or now I kind of wish I had gone for the other line, the engineered explosives line, but obviously I still don't think that's correct. Ghost Quarter, no, that actually is gonna wreck us. It's gonna set us back another turn. That might actually mean that I have to pop this explosive, or excuse me, this relic here. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to pop this relic now, because that's a strip mine. I need to find more lands. All right. T-West. 9, then if I draw an untapped land, actually then if I draw any land, so yeah, I guess we definitely put that in. So now I just have to draw any land, including a tap, well, not a tap land that's not a bounce land, so any untapped or bounce land is sufficient here for me to get to Titan. That is exactly the kind of land that does not do it. A tapped non-bounce land was the only thing we could not draw. Yeah, I guess I just hold it. That stinks. Yep, they have the combo. So they've been through a lot of lands already, and we've exiled a reasonable number. We should still die here, but I just want to make sure my opponent is able to still produce the number of lands they need to kill us here. Unfortunately, this combo is really annoying to iterate on Moto, so I kind of don't want to make them do it, but... Oh, sure, they can just tap my guys. That'll be faster, right? And never use this knight. And he'll get big pretty fast. They only need to add 2, 6, 8. That's still a lot of lands they got to add, but they get to float some mana along the way. And then potentially Kessig me, so that should only be like 5 or 6 activations, right? That's not too brutal. Oh, I need to activate that. Whatever. Shoot, did not activate it in time. I had F6. I tried to F3 to stop the auto yield, but it doesn't really matter since they just tap the plant. So 6, 8, 10, 11, 12, 13. They should be fine here, but like I said, they've been through a few lands, so I just want to be sure, because if they don't kill us right here, we do have some stuff to say. But obviously we should just be dead here. But if they don't, we can always engineer explosives on 3 and be in a pretty good spot. Although I won't have enough mana, I guess, to tighten into explosives on 3, unless I draw like an amulet. I could also just draw explosives on 3 or bounce land, I guess. So yeah, I mean, we definitely have outs if we're not dead, but we're dead. 12, 14. So if they can sack for it another fetch land, we're just dead. Or they just untap the guy and then we're already super dead. Yeah. I forgot they were obviously both able to attack. So we're monumentally dead, even if we had a way to deal with, which seems the right thing to do, make us have a way to deal with both. I don't imagine clock will be relevant in this matchup, so I'm not really concerned about that. I just wanted our opponent to show us, but they obviously have it here, and there's nothing for us to really pretend to interact with, so I'm fine with conceding here. I don't really want to make my opponent have to do a bunch, and like I said, I'm not that worried about the clocks. Just wanted to make sure they had enough, but I forgot that they would obviously be able to attack with both knights, so we were basically dead the whole time. Even though it was already a slim chance, it became an impossibly slim chance, considering that they get to attack with both knights, obviously. What do we want here? Probably the explosives. Possibly dismembers. Somewhere between possibly and probably. I feel like my opponent I don't know if they have enough interaction for me to really want to switch plans. Like, I feel like this is definitely a matchup where they can easily punish me for not being particularly fast. But between, like, Quellers and Pride Mages and stuff like that, am I that worried about the Amulet plan not working out? I don't think I can go full into the mid-range plan. Plus, I think my opponent's just too darn efficient. So, maybe I want Hornet Queen. Rurikthar has reach, but obviously gets outsized by Knight. Sometimes. I mean, again, we have relics, but I think Ballista's not going to be good here. There's some concern for Swan Song. I hope my opponent doesn't have, like, Magus of the Moon in their deck. That would be brutal. And we're bringing the Dismembers, I guess. That's really all I can do. Swan Song obviously hits the enchantment and company, but not much else. I probably can't really put Swan Song in, especially because, like, Swan Songing in this match is just me dying, so... possibly want the trackers as well, but I think that might actually just be too slow and dirtily here. Tusk doesn't get to block the flyers, which they'll often be killing me with. Colossus doesn't really do anything in Rurikthar, again, I think is probably not quite where I want to be. These are a slam dunk. All my lands are good. Like, they might have Unified Wills. Bog does something. Ghost Quarter, I guess, is like the worst of those. Colony Garden, Radiant Fountain are both great. So I can shave the Ghost Quarter here. I want the relics. I might be able to shave on amulets or stirrings. I think I actually have to leave Blue Pact. Like I said, I wouldn't mind these. I guess those don't play great against Queller either. I think I still kind of have to race. My opponent's mid-range game is going to be really good. Maybe this is a matchup where I actually shave Tribe Scouts. They don't have any efficient removal for them, though. I'm not happy with that. This is one of the matchups where I'm not very happy with the way I've boarded here. I'm not sure I wanted to shave those stirrings. I think it's okay that we didn't bring in anything else. And I think it's okay that we left in the amulets. The sand is definitely a keep. But cutting those stirrings is questionable here. Very questionable. Just like, I could shave on the scouts here. This might be a matchup where that's okay, but then I was like, I mean, they really only have path to deal with them early, so... Well, that was a great draw. We actually get to turn to a Titan here, which is incredibly rare. But I'm happy to do it. That was very, very fortunate. 2 amulet hands can get nutty quickly. It doesn't really matter at this point. I can bounce the bounce line later if I want. I already have a Taliaferro West in my hand too, so I actually could potentially double Titan haste there. Let's see here. No, I'm short of mana of double Titan. Because it's 9 to Taliaferro West Titan, and I can only make 8 off of the Titan trigger here, so we do not get to double Titan haste, but we could double Titan this turn. Just like transmute, main phase 1 attack, get some stuff. No, I guess that doesn't work either. Anyway. We'll take it. It is very, very, very fortunate. Turn 2 Titans are incredibly rare because it always requires multiple amulets and then some. Like, it basically has to be multiple amulets and explore. Multiple amulets Azusa can get there, can it? If you go amulet on turn 1, amulet on turn 2, bounce land. No, that's still short. No, it's way more than enough. Yeah, way more than enough. Sorry. So it has to be multiple. It can't be Sakura Tribe Scout because you have to cast that on 1, and then you have to go amulet before you start bounce landing. So yeah, it has to be double amulets plus explore, double amulets plus Azusa. So about these stirrings. I don't know, maybe I'll shave one of each. Seemingly a little arbitrary, which is not a good way to be sideboarding, but maybe I don't need both of these. Maybe this is not as good as I'm giving it credit for. I'm not really trying explosives very much. I mean, explosives on 3 seems like a real thing, and it's hard to transmute into an efficient explosives for 3, so you kind of have to draw it naturally. So yeah, I guess this is fine. Could shave an Explorer in favor of Sakura Tribe Scout, perhaps. Or the Stirrings. I kind of prefer to shave the Stirrings. We still have all these to cantrip as well. Yeah, I'll do it this way. Shaving the Explorer is potentially questionable. It does reduce our turn 2 Titan percentage chance, but that's not a real big consideration. This hand is fine. We're obviously going to need some additional stuff, but we have some interaction, we've got some early ramp, we've got some threats, so that's more than enough for me. Having a Dismember also makes a huge difference in this matchup. Man, is it tempting to Dismember that. Problem is I also have my own dork. I really should Dismember this. I really should. But I mean, you can argue I want to save it for like a Queller. And just go Grove Sakura. Then next turn we'll be like playing these two again. Yeah, I'm gonna be really greedy here. This is probably incorrect. Since playing the Sakura next turn doesn't really hamper me very much. Ooh. So, like, now my opponent's mana is bad, but they're probably just leaving up Queller, right? And getting my Dismember Quellered is pretty awkward. So, how do we want to sequence this now? I guess Gemstone Mine. Bounce the Gemstone Mine is like a free 2 life that I don't have to pay off Dismember. Alternatively, I could Pact for Azusa. I guess that's pretty bad because they have Ghost Quarter, though. I mean, I'd still be fine, but... I guess I'm just gonna wait. Might upkeep Dismember this. Wow. That's insanely good for me. I think I let them Ghost Quarter this. And I could just put this in. But if I play this, 1, 2, 3, gets Ghost Quartered 4. I mean, yeah, I definitely put this in. If they don't Ghost Quarter me, then... Like, I have to make them Ghost Quarter me here. Whoa, not that color. Wrong one. So they can obviously hit me with that Ghost Quarter if they want, but it'll tax their mana really badly. Yeah, that's really good for us. So we don't get the Titan, obviously, but We didn't put in the Tusk, obviously, right? Yeah, we just have like the Hornet Queen as the additional threat here. Let's lead on a Stirrings. Is there any reason not to grab Amulet here? If I get Ghost Quartered, I can't Titan at all, which would be the reason to grab Vesuva here. Gosh, I think I have to grab Vesuva. I really don't want to. I'm not willing to take the risk. Guess it might be better to have copied Ghost Quarter or even Forest, but I'm also tempted to put this on 3 right now while I have mana to do so. I'm going to. I mean, like, yeah, giving my opponent the info is like kind of not great, and they could play some stuff that made me want to put it on other CMCs. But what if they like do have a Magus in their deck and make a Magus happen? Need to have this in play to have that as an out. Plus, like, pretty much everything I want to blow up is on 3. All right, but I missed another land drop, so we're gonna get the Titan this turn. Sure, another Summoner's Pact. Do they have like a Disdainful Stroke? They're gonna get Island. Disdainful Stroke instead of like a Unified Will. Okay, I would have expected Unified Will, but perhaps not Stroke. Either way, that's obviously completely fine for us. We got through our opponent's Ghost Quarter. Now they don't even have green mana. Like, them having a Ghost Quarter themselves is not great for them, obviously. 2, 4, 6, 7, 8. I mean, I can just go for Hornet Queen here. I don't know that they can beat that, but why not Titan again? Honestly, like, this always happens where it's like I could do something other than grab a Primeval Titan, or I could get Primeval Titan and Chain. And it turns out grabbing Primeval Titan always rises to the top. Definitely want to grab a Taliaferro West here and a Boros Garrison. Bounce our T West. Play this. Say go. Yeah, that is a bummer. So they did find one now. Does mean they can path this. So let's pay for our pact. 2. Want to be able to transmute this turn probably. I guess it's possible I wanted to like stronghold this turn. Alright, we get pathed. Draw. Amulet is sweet, but doesn't allow me to haste a Titan this turn. Alright, so we Titan. We'll grab another Taliaferro West. Don't have another balanced land, so I do grab another one of those. Pass it back. All right. Oh, whatever, it doesn't matter. That's fine. Just use this. Attack. Double strike. Probably go for double strike and get path, but that doesn't matter. I can still transmute for an additional Titan. 1, 2, 3. I guess I can just transmute for an additional Titan and cast one now that I have the amulet as well. Either way. I guess the only way we lose this game is getting comboed. So I should probably go find Blue Pact at some point. Yeah, the only way we really lose this game is getting comboed. So I won't worry about Sunhome yet. We'll just set up to kill next turn. Bounce this. No need to float the mana because I'm not using it for anything since transmutes at sorcery speed. Put you down to 14. Transmute this. We're going to end up with a bunch of green mana at the end of this that I guess we'll just use to cast Azusa. Get Blue Pact. Transmute this. I guess we won't be casting the Azusa actually. Just use this, leave this engineered explosives up, I guess, slash dismember. All right, opponent's had enough. So that is it for us. Let's see, can I go back to that screen? Yeah, so yeah, obviously we got pretty lucky this match. I think this matchup can actually be a little tough, I think, as well. But we got very lucky to have the absolute nuts on in game 2, and then for our opponent to keep kind of a Noble Hierarch risky one where we both drew Dismember. It's not, I mean, I'm sure it was a fine keep. I don't mean to say it was risky, but I mean, they kept a hand that was sort of dependent on drawing lands and having Noble Hierarch, and we were fortunate enough to have a Dismember, and our opponent also just could not find land, unfortunately. So yeah, can be a tough matchup, but we were fortunate, I guess, to have the right cards to get through. I'm sure those last couple turns there might have been some better lines I could have taken. I did kind of autopilot through a little bit of that, so I apologize if that was a little less entertaining. I did try to play around some stuff though in getting this Blue Pact, but I guess that's neither here nor there. Either way, 4-1 overall, and I guess I will see you in the wrap up.